All right, let's bring him in now. Ben Chiarot, who made his debut with the Florida Panthers, now joins us. First and foremost, Ben, congratulations, I guess, on the trade and the chance to maybe compete again for another Stanley Cup. That's got to be exciting.
Yeah, thanks, guys. It's you know what, it's what every player wants, is a chance to win the cup. And coming to a team like Florida, I have as good a chance as any team in the league this year. So it's a great opportunity for me, and I'm excited to get going here with them.
What are your first impressions of being down there? I've seen a couple things. I saw Claude Giroux talk about just the pace of practice and things with Florida was really impressive. I also saw, I think it was Sam Bennett talking about the garage and guys having Lamborghinis. What are your first takeaways from being in Florida?
You know what? I haven't even got to Florida yet, so I'll let you know in a few days
because
of my immigration and stuff. I was stuck in Montreal, but one thing that really sticks out to me is just how deep of a forward group this is. I mean, you hear about, Barkov and Huberdeau all the time, but, it goes so much deeper than that with Reinhart and Bennett and this Mason Marchment, who I didn't really know much about, but he's quite a player. So, I mean, it's a deep forward group, and then we just added Claude Giroux, too. So, I mean, it's an impressive forward group.
So let me get this straight. You get traded to the Montreal Canadiens, you get traded from the Montreal Canadiens to Florida. You don't pack up and leave. You actually stay and practice at their facilities, and you play against them, and now you're still in Montreal. That seems a little strange after a trade.
No kidding. You think you get traded, and it's tough. Like, your family is upset, and you got to leave that night. I was sitting around my house for about 7 days. By the seventh day, my wife was like, "What? Like, why are you still here? What's going on? When are you leaving? Can you get out of here?" So it was a unique circumstance. And then for the game, I literally drove from my house down to the game there at the Bell Center last night. So it's
wild.
Yeah, it was a unique circumstances. But we had a practice this morning. Took a train to Ottawa. So I'm mixed in with the group now, and happy to be doing so.
How was the experience of going into the trade a deadline, or in your case a few days before that? Just in terms of where am I going to be? Did you have a sense of Florida and their push, or was it just completely open to you?
Yeah, well, I mean, as you guys know, my name had been out there almost since the beginning of the year, basically since October, November. So had a strong sense, and in talking with the new management, they had let me know that more likely than not I'd be moved, and so I knew I was moving somewhere. And then you hear the teams out there that were in the mix, and I think Florida was kind of in it from the very beginning, and I'm happy I landed where I did.
Ben, I've been dying to ask you, just, you're with Montreal and you play Toronto. Obviously, there's the rivalry with Toronto there. Now you're in Florida. There's still kind of a Toronto thing, just based on, good teams. They're going to have a shot at things. Last year in playoffs here, there was a lot of narrative driven around, you grab Austin Matthews and kind of ragdoll him a little bit, and he smiles through it and ends up being on the wrong side of the series for the Maple Leafs. What are your thoughts on what happened there? Did it give you another thought, like I'm not going to get any pushback from this team if I'm able to grab them, or did you just not even think about it again?
Will you ragdoll Austin Matthews again if you play them? That's what we want to know.
Yeah, you know what? I think my job is just to make it difficult on the other team's best players, and we all know how good Austin Matthews is. So if I can rattle him here or there, or just make life miserable for him, that's kind of my job on the ice. So. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. It's just to make life hard for those skilled guys, and that's what I try and do in a playoff series.
Hey, Ben, in my era, man, I didn't have people dragging me into video rooms or coaches' rooms and start giving me all these numbers on analytics and advanced stats. And sometimes you look at yours and they're not that favorable. How do you respond to that? And ultimately, is it something that you can use as a tool, or is it kind of overstated sometimes for you?
You know what? I think it's a piece of the puzzle when you're analyzing a player. But is it the whole story? No, I think it's a small part of it. I guess I'm on the ice for more shots against than shots for, but I'm not. I'm going out there against pretty good players every shift I go out there. So we weren't having a lot of success this year in Montreal. Maybe that's, a part of it. But like I said, I think it's a small part of analyzing a player. And, I know there's people that put all the weight into that and none into kind of watching a guy and see what he does out there. So you know what? I don't really have much to say about it. I don't really understand some of them. You know what? I don't know what XGA are.
I don't either.
Need to know. It's not important.
I don't know. I wasn't a big math guy in school, and I don't really understand the heat maps and the stat and all the other stuff that goes with it. So I'll leave that to the experts who break all that stuff down.
Yeah, nice. Well, so is there something for you where, the trade happens and it feels a little bit reinvigorating? It's obviously not like you're not giving your best effort every night in Montreal, but does it feel like a fresh start here in new season as you're ready to get going again?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, obviously when you jump on a new team, you're kind of jumping on a moving train a little bit. They've been in a good flow all year, basically right from the get-go. They're at the top of the standing. So you just want to get in with the group, blend in, don't kind of mess any of the chemistry that they got going on, and just kind of play my game. And so yeah, that's about it. I'm just trying to blend in with the group.
And the firepower, I know you mentioned Huberdeau, but you're watching Barkov and you're like, if Barkov played in Canada or if he was a Montreal Canadian, we'd be talking about him with the best players in the world constantly. And there's been some issues in Florida keeping the puck out of the net. I got to think that you going down there now, that's your wheelhouse, right?
Yeah, absolutely. For sure. That's what my job will be here is taking care of our own end and making sure we're tough to play against come playoff time. When you talk about Barkov, like I've been on the ice with him a couple times now, and he's quickly climbing up there as one of the best players I've seen on the ice. And I've, talk about like a Blake Wheeler or Scheifele or Bufflin, guys like that. He's quickly, changing my mind on who the most skilled guy I've played with is.